This is the first video reflection diary for this module, which is challenge-based learning in BCES. So, bit of background, I am in the group which is working with the National Transport Authority to promote active transport, as well as sustainable transport such as public transport, amongst students. Long-term aims hope to address congestion and also emissions from the transport sector, which is increasingly growing in size. At least in terms of private cars, which is the problem that we're trying to solve. So first and foremost, critical thinking. Critical thinking in this one mostly revolved around which question should we tackle, how should we tackle it, which we are still getting up to at the moment. We had a discussion earlier today, which is Wednesday the 19th of February, on what steps we should take to do so. So part of that was addressing questions we should ask, and also some concerns about this question. So concerns included how do we promote it, extra capacity. There was also questions about who we're aiming at, why we're aiming at them, as well as how do we address this. One of the things that we found frequently was that public transport, at least from what we could observe, you'd frequently see the ads in the public transport, which could potentially limit the scope of it reaching out to people. So that's one thing we noted. There was also the division of labour, as well as planning on who asked questions. Futures literacy. So I found the challenge interesting-ish because I knew it was there. It's trying to think of a solution was the challenge with this. Again, still interesting. Active travel is very important in our growingly internet-connected world. So being able to tackle that, it's something I've never done before. The most I've done was a community climate action project last year with a transport aspect, but not actually transport itself. Teamwork and collaboration, as mentioned earlier, the main forms of that were division of labour and actual planning. So the division of labour was pretty straightforward. For the first one, which we did, was group questions. Everyone just picked which question they prefer. As for the division of labour, it was more up to chance, it felt like, where everyone was divided in equal number of questions to handle over the next week. Moving on to other steps in the same topic. Okay. So, other aspects of teamwork and collaboration we were discussing was narrowing down our questions we asked. So we were each asked to give a set of questions. So in order to narrow down the questions, we started by removing any redundancies. So if questions were either too similar or asked again, they were removed. And then we put it onto a diagram, which was divided into ones we have to ask about, urgent, less urgent, and also questions we would ignore for the time being, that as they weren't deemed necessary to what we were tackling. So that was done earlier today, again, 19th of February. So those were the main stages of group talk. In terms of sustainability literacy, okay, this is a hard one because on the surface level, with what we're doing, there doesn't appear to be much more sustainability other than getting people onto the public transport. But that's where the issue is, because you're trying to reach the message of practicing more sustainable lifestyles to other people. There are benefits, so to give a personal example, I cycle everywhere. I don't have my helmet on me at the moment. Here it is. I've been cycling everywhere for the past 10 years at least. The only places I get lifts are if it's legitimately too far away, or if it's parkrun if my dad's going. So I can preach the benefits of active transport. It gets me out in the morning, but it's trying to spread that message is the big problem. In terms of project management, as discussed with group work, the main thing was dividing the work we did. As for personal uncertainty, we were able to work through the personal uncertainty by working with each other. It's not a massively complex answer, but it's the simple truth of what I felt we established. Personal agility. I feel at the moment I can't really identify any new skills I've developed over the past 6 weeks. Hopefully we will develop more as we progress on. There will be more research involved, which is a slightly different type of research to what I'm usually used to. So I'm hoping I may be able to improve my skills in that. And that is the end of the reflective journal with 10 seconds till the 5-minute mark.